It is now my privilege to introduce our keynote speaker for this afternoon, Commissioner for Chicago Department of Aviation, Jamie Rhee. Look at that, awesome, thank you. Commissioner Rhee manages one of the busiest and most complex airport systems in the world. Together, Chicago O'Hare and Midway International Airports serve more than 100 million passengers each year and generate approximately $67 billion in annual economic activity for the region. And O'Hare currently provides a gateway for more than 2 million metric tons of cargo that's worth more than $200 billion. Rhee began her career in 1994 working for the city of Chicago as an airport information officer. In the nearly 3 decades since, she served the city in various roles, including as Chicago's Chief Procurement Officer in charge of contracts for $2 billion in goods and services for the city. In 2004, Rhee became General Counsel for the O'Hare Modernization Program. Her accomplishments in that position included overseeing the successful completion of the Federal Aviation Administration Environmental Impact Statement process and managing the legal process and procurement for all contracts, including commissioning the O'Hare Modernization Program's first runway project. Rhee was named Commissioner of the Chicago Department of Aviation in 2018. Please join me in welcoming Commissioner Jamie Rhee.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, I was told, I said when I got here, I needed to check to see how far this was from my glasses because I need, I think, pilot glasses. Is that what they call them? The bifocals, I was told that it was pilot glasses. So I'm going to take these off if you don't mind because it's opposite for me. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Jamie Rhee, and I do have the privilege and honor of serving as the Commissioner of the Chicago Department of Aviation, or the CDA as we like to call ourselves. On behalf of Mayor Brandon Johnson and the entire CDA team, now, we're going to give you a proper welcome. So, CDA team, let's give them a proper welcome. Let's hear it! Woo! I am so pleased to welcome you all to Chicago's Airline Pilots Association 67th Air Safety Forum. We are so incredibly honored to be chosen to host this year's event. And I understand that DC has had that honor for a lot of years, so Chicago's your new home. I just want you all to know that. Your presence here today shows your commitment to safety and security. And hosting this forum gives me the opportunity to showcase my hometown. So thank you for joining us in Chicago. And thank you to ALPA's president, Captain, and I love the fact that you walk the walk. I heard the president and the vice president of your organization both maintain their pilot certification. I love that and commend it. They know how you feel every day and represent you and not an agenda. So congratulations to both of them. That's incredible. It's a lot of work. But I wanted to thank Captain Jason Ambrosi for inviting me today as the keynote speaker. So ALPA is an integral part of our industry, and your collaboration on safety and security has restored global confidence in aviation. While policymakers and federal agencies make decisions that affect the safety and security of pilots, passengers, and ground crews, you represent the front line. And with your input, expertise, and experience, our airlines and airports are able to maintain optimal levels of safety and security, as well as coordination among all stakeholders. Your representation is an essential part of federal policy and airline negotiations, and it is one of the pillars that support our industry. Your collective voice in advocating for safety enhancements, regulatory measures, and promoting a safety culture helps this industry take a very holistic approach to safety and security for pilots, for crews, ground crews and crew members, and of course, our passengers. Thank you, ALPA, for your leadership and your guidance. Let's give you a round of applause. So to shift gears, I'd like to share a bit about the CDA and O'Hare and Midway International Airports. We've made significant progress over the last several years, so this is a perfect time for us to host you. Our airports in Chicago are focused on the future of transportation, the future of sustainable development, and future aviation professionals, which we are building through direct outreach to Chicago's youth. In doing so, we are transparent, equitable, and accountable in all that we do. And we help people overcome education and career challenges through extensive and inclusive outreach, education, and training. Our airports at O'Hare and Midway are owned and operated by the City of Chicago, and the Chicago Department of Aviation administers all aspects of airport operations. The airports operate financially as two separate enterprise funds per federal regulations, and both airports are financially self-sustaining. The CDA employs more than 1,600 City of Chicago residents, and I am proud to say that they come from all 77 of our neighborhoods. In total, we have approximately 50,000 badged employees between the two airports and provide approximately 730,000 full-time equivalent jobs across our 9-county region. Chicago is unique in that we offer two large hub airports, one that is a dual hub to United and American Airlines at O'Hare, and Midway acting as an integral part of Southwest's point-to-point network. We are also one of only 6 cities in the world with nonstop service to all 6 inhabited regions in the world. And we are very lucky in Chicago that both of our airports are directly accessible by multiple modes of public transportation. But most importantly, for this audience, Chicago's airports benefit from ALPA's advocacy work in maintaining the integrity of the piloting profession and supporting the health and welfare of your members who make it possible for our aviation industry to flourish. So thank you very much. Our partners at the city and the state and the federal level help us maintain our status as we work synergistically to expand our resources and our services. Chief among these organizations, like ALPA, are champion all aspects of aviation safety throughout this entire industry. We also work with an extensive and diverse list of partners, which include other city departments within the City of Chicago, local, state, and federal elected officials, airlines, federal agencies, industry organizations like ALPA, local communities, business associations, contractors, organized labor, and so many more. Thanks in part to ALPA and the dedication of our airline partners and pilots, we are pleased to see an upward trend of destinations and passenger activity. Here's just a couple of fast facts on our progress. In 2022, O'Hare served approximately 68.3 million passengers, which is about 81% of O'Hare's pre-pandemic passenger count, and Midway serving 19.9 million passengers, or 95% of pre-pandemic passengers. O'Hare offered service to 225 destinations with 44 airlines, while Midway offered the services to 89 destinations with 7 airlines. Also in 2022, O'Hare was the second busiest in terms of operation and the 4th busiest in the world for passenger and operation count. On an average day in 2023, Chicago's airports serve nearly 250,000 people, which is approximately the size of Des Moines, Iowa. O'Hare has experienced 3 years of record air cargo volumes, fueled by increased cargo demand during COVID-19 pandemic and surge in e-commerce. In 2022, we processed 2.2 million metric tons of cargo, following an all-time record high volume of more than 2.5 million in 2021. Also in 2022, O'Hare ranked as the 12th busiest cargo airport in the world and the 6th busiest in the Americas by air cargo tonnage. Also, we are ranked in top in the Americas by cargo value, processing approximately $300 billion in freight in 2022, an all-time record. O'Hare has 4 airside cargo ramps with about 2 million square feet of space and capacity to handle more than 40 jumbo jetters at a time, in addition to the 2 million square feet of landside cargo operations. O'Hare's operations support approximately, the cargo operations support approximately 5,000 jobs. The 3rd phase of O'Hare's state-of-the-art Northeast Cargo Campus opened earlier this year, adding an additional 130,000 square feet facility. And I'm pleased to announce that Air France KLM Martinair Cargo just opened a newly renovated cargo warehouse in the South Airfield in the June of 2023. The new warehouse increased capacity by 40% and streamlined processes to reassure the safety compliance of operations for optimal efficiency. With these exciting new programs, increased activity, and our future vision unfolding, our focus is on safety and security through coordination, collaboration, and constant communication. In order to ensure that our passengers arrive and depart from their destinations safely, we must maintain a high level of security. Our security team and safety team, including cybersecurity, is in constant coordination with the FAA, the TSA, Customs and Border Protection, FBI, DEA, Department of Treasury, Secret Service, and the list goes on and on. It goes without saying that safety is the most important on and off the runway. Each aspect of airport operations contributes to the overall safety of our passengers, pilots, crew members, and folks on the ground in and around the airports. The FAA provides oversight of operations, airport operations, TSA for employee passenger screening, Customs and Border Protection, FBI for federal law enforcement, and the Chicago Police Department is the designated law enforcement agency for both O'Hare and Midway, obviously in support of Chicago Fire Department as well. O'Hare is constantly evolving and growing alongside our airline partners. And as you may know, in 2022, the U.S. OAG, or Official Airport Guide, named O'Hare as the most connected airport in the world. And to remain a global leader, we must continuously invest in our terminals, the airfield, as well as access to the airport. After completing the runway configuration of the O'Hare Modernization Program, also known as the OMP, we moved right along into other programs within O'Hare 21. With more gates, new technologies, modern amenities, and a significantly better passenger experience, O'Hare 21 is transforming the airport into a 21st century global gateway through enhancements to efficiency, accessibility, and adaptability. There are several strategically phased components, which included the completion of the OMP with the opening of 9 right, 27 left extension in December of 2021, the more than $1 billion Terminal 5 expansion and modernization, which we opened earlier this year. The terminal area plan, which includes the O'Hare Global Terminal, the Global Concourse, and 2 satellite concourses, as well as related other terminal projects. Terminal 3, L Concourse and gate improvements, and our ongoing capital improvement programs, such as taxiway and runway rehabilitations and utility upgrades. Most of you are familiar with the historic airfield reconfiguration project that resulted in a 64% reduction in system impact delays. Once again, we received support and encouragement from the pilot associations and airlines throughout the program. Through the OMP, we built 4 new runways, extended 2 existing runways, constructed 2 new air traffic control towers, relocated numerous facilities, and sound insulated more than 11,000 homes and 124 schools. I was lucky enough to be at the CDA during the record of decision and when the first runway opened, 9 left, 27 right in 2008. And I am honored that I was back here as commissioner when we celebrated the project's completion. The construction of runway 9 Center alone created an estimated 2,700 full-time jobs. And over the life of the OMP, more than 29,000 construction jobs and 5,000 professional services jobs are estimated to have been created. In its entirety, the airfield reconfiguration reorients O'Hare's antiquated system of 6 parallel runways into an east-west configuration to eliminate the takeoff and landing dependencies typically associated with intersecting runways. A pair of crosswind runways remain and were rehabilitated during this process. The new configuration also reduces the need for aircraft to taxi across active runways, enhancing airfield safety. OMP results in the overall balancing of our airfield with equal capability on the north and the south airfields, enabling more equilibrium among our flights for allowing for increased capacity. Our vision for the future of air travel extends campus-wide. We hope that you are all as excited as we are about this program, and here's a look at some key projects that are part of O'Hare 21. The O'Hare Global Terminal and Concourse, which replaces Terminal 2 that you can see on the picture there. I like to say that 56 years, or 57, I think now, 57 years doesn't seem old, but when it's a terminal that's old, it's time for a new one. Terminal 2 was actually dedicated by Richard J. Daley and John F. Kennedy, so it's time to replace it. We have satellite concourses to the left, satellites 1 and 2. Terminal 5 and the Terminal 5 new parking garage. The L extension, consolidated tunnel and people mover to get you to and from the satellites in the new global terminal. The multimodal facility, which consolidated all of our rental cars as well as some regional buses. And then western access, of course, on the west side of the airport. The Terminal Area Plan, or the TAP, addresses 5 long-term needs: operational efficiency, gate flexibility, reduction in aircraft taxiing times and gate waiting time, the integration of terminal facilities, and improved domestic and international connections. The new O'Hare Global Terminal and Concourse will replace existing Terminal 2 concourses E and F with an expanded arrivals hall, more space for concessions, lounges, and public amenities, an all-new baggage system, advanced technologies to streamline the security process, the co-location of domestic and international operations, and increased international processing for passengers. The TAP also includes 2 new satellite concourses. Both Satellite 1 and 2 include new gates that are configured to accommodate a mix of aircraft sizes to evolve with industry needs. And I hope that you've had the opportunity to see the newly expanded Terminal 5 at O'Hare. It is the largest expansion that we have undertaken at O'Hare since Terminal 5 was originally constructed in the 90s. Highlights of this program include approximately 350,000 additional square feet, 10 new gates, a state-of-the-art baggage handling system, increased passenger amenity spaces by 75%, and doubled the premium lounge space available. In addition, with Delta Airlines' move to Terminal 5, T5 has the heaviest utilized gates at our airport currently. Now, if you know anything about Chicago, you know how much we celebrate our public art. And in light of that, we wanted to highlight local artists in the new terminal, just like we have in other areas of our airport. Terminal 5 now features the largest single acquisition of artwork commissioned by the city in nearly 3 decades. This $3.5 million project represents a unique opportunity to invest in Chicago's artists and creative professionals while providing international visitors with a dynamic and welcoming first impression of our city. The pieces will fill the terminal space in and around the baggage arrivals corridor, the baggage claim area, as well as the passenger level concourses. Now, over on our south side airport, our other large hub, Midway, our modernization program is almost complete. We broke ground in 2017 on nearly a $500 million project, the most significant capital program in nearly 20 years. Safety and security were a priority in constructing Midway's new 80,000 square foot security pavilion, which allows and doubled actually the throughput for TSA, the checkpoint, from 2,500 passengers an hour to nearly 5,000. Additionally, the expansion's reconfiguration of the security area freed up 18,000 additional square feet for concessions redevelopment. The upgrades are also complete at the terminal parking structure, including a new revenue control system and modernized elevators and automatic doors. Other investments at Midway include a new inline baggage handling system for carry-on items, apron pavement upgrades, and improvements to our FIS and customs hall. Additionally, new low-contact services help maintain the safety and security of our airport community with PPE vending machines and clear biometric screenings. CDA remains focused on ensuring that Chicago's airports are fully accessible to all. To accomplish this, our terminal facilities comply not only with the ADA, but go above and beyond. We've built lactation pods for nursing mothers. We provide service relief areas for service animals. And at the curbside, we've designated accessible drop-off areas as well as identifying accessible parking spaces at both airports. We also have a changing places facility, the first of its kind, that has a restroom, a shower, and other ADA features for disabled passengers. And our Travelers Aid team assists with the tens of thousands of people each month, including social services for the migrants. Moreover, the TAP will address the ADA needs and expand accessibility for folks with mobility challenges, as well as those traveling with children or have other language barriers. We plan to make our airports not only the best, the busiest, but also the most accessible. We are excited to be working with Mayor Johnson on establishing a new culture of education and training for Chicago's youth. This outreach aims to establish a pipeline of young people interested in careers throughout aviation, or perhaps future pilots and members of ALPA. Together with the City of Chicago, the CDA is providing career pathways for people from communities underrepresented in the aviation industry. This in turn helps our airports in addressing our need for qualified workers. We must all continue to build the next generation of workforce that we're all going to need to make sure that we're successful in ushering back all of our demand. And more importantly, it provides a foundation for Chicago's youth interested in aviation careers and helps invigorate and elevate our entire city and region. Working with our assist agencies and the City Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership, Urban League, other assist agencies, we go into a variety of communities with different resources, including elementary school level engagement activities, high school airfield visits, CDA internship programs for high school and college students, airport expos, job fairs in partnership with CPS and city colleges, and airline training academies as well. There are also other excited programs hosted by innovative groups and partners, including Aerostar, a local group with an aviation-based curriculum for diverse and underserved youth that focuses on inquiry-based learning, engineering design projects, pilot training, and cockpit instrumentation, along with other STEM-based trainings and education. And our very own builders, our construction managers at risk. They actively engage with people from underrepresented communities in building trade careers and creating awareness of airport construction job opportunities. Our work is important and intentional, certainly in making sure that we are equitable in our outreach and opportunities, but we also know that kids like to have fun. And we also know how to have fun when we engage with people, especially aboard our Community Outreach Vehicle, or our COV. The COV is equipped with coloring books and toys for younger kids and flight simulators for older children, and information on internships, summer jobs for high schoolers, and beyond. We travel to far-reaching areas of the city, providing hands-on experience on a wide range for our residents. On board the COV, we have engaging tools, including the 4 flight simulators, children's activities, video presentations, computer demonstrations on career paths in aviation, employment opportunities at the airport now, procurement opportunities for small businesses, technical assistance for small business, and then fun facts about O'Hare and Midway. We would also love to continue our work with ALPA and your members on engaging our youth in the world of aviation. This distinguished group here today can encourage the next generation of pilots and airport workers. And I am inspired and energized by our partnership and feel as though we have a profound impact on our communities. Our most recent addition to our education and outreach initiatives is truly exciting. With the leadership, guidance, and support of Mayor Johnson, the CDA and city colleges just recently launched the Aviation Career Prep course at Olive Harvey College. Together, we are committed to training the next generation of ground crews, concession owners, cargo employees, and airport administrators. This new course with the city colleges connects young students and mid-career professionals with thousands of employment opportunities at both of our airports and beyond. The course provides students with a foundation to prepare for a career and yield certificates with potentially associate's degrees. The work done by ALPA does not go unnoticed. And as the world's largest airline pilot union, your representation of pilots' concerns is a critical voice in our airport operations worldwide. Through our relationship, we have access to your expertise on airline safety and security, which helps shape our programs and contributes to the CDA's overall success. Thank you again to ALPA for choosing Chicago, and we hope that you choose us. I know you're coming back next year, but I want to take this from DC, and we're going to make this an annual thing here. So thank you again, and I certainly would take any questions. Thank you.